Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the briefing for Monday, the 12th of February. Okay, looking at the chart today, not a whole lot really. Isobars quite far apart today. We are in an area of relatively low pressure, but fairly settled weather really. There's some frontal systems around all out to the north. Trough line they've painted here midday just over the continent, but it looks like we've got a pretty settled day. Moving ahead to tomorrow, ever so slightly different picture, approaching warm front, which could bring with it some slightly damper weather, and similar on Wednesday, really, depending on the exact positioning of these frontal systems, we may or may not get a day out of it. Winds today, flying high about 15 to 20 knots, looks like from the northwest. It's showing towards the centre of the country, 270, slightly more north towards the south coast. South Pick, pretty clear. You can see some cloud out into the sea and down to the south, but over the country, pretty clear. Rain radar, you can see a few little bits around, but nothing near us. And looking at the rainfall forecast for the day, it looks like there's absolutely no risk at all for us. Public forecast then is showing a sunny day, a little bit cloudier this morning, with a steady breeze from the west, ever so slightly northwest at times. Probably feeling quite chilly, certainly to begin with, and a top temperature of 7 or 8 degrees. Good visibility and humidity becoming relatively low by the afternoon, just a little bit higher this morning. So just watch out for canopy misting and some slightly lower cloud, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. GFS is showing 7 or 8 degrees again, with dew points at around 2, maybe slightly below. So we've got a reasonable split there, and currently quite a nice picture outside. See that light breeze straight down the runway. Currently just over 2 degrees at Lasham and dew point just under 1. Odium's forecast nice and short. They're showing a few clouds at 4,000 feet and 10 knots from the west, and that's all day. Nice and easy. Top Meteo, this is midday, and it's showing the chance of thermals to about 2,500, 3,000 feet. Going forward a couple of hours, maybe even up to about 3,500 feet. And further to the west, it's showing cumulus. So I would say a slim chance of some cumulus in the Lasham area. You see the majority of the country by 3 p.m. It's showing the chance of some cumulus, and it is showing us in this blue area. But I would say there is the chance. Looking at our site forecast, it's showing 1 knot thermals at about 1 p.m. And almost 1 knot from about 12 till 2. So I'd say there's probably the chance of soaring between about 11 and 3 o'clock today. Will be relatively weak, but can't complain in the winter. And it's showing thermal heights up to about 3,500 feet, 4,000 feet by the afternoon. There's no NOTAMs that are local to us today. Operationally, we're going to set up on 2-7. We should be able to do a standard winter setup. That is landing on the grass. So we launch point in the normal position. Cables running down the north side of the runway, like so. And circuits and landings will all be on the grass. If we get out there and we realize the grass is particularly wet, then we might move the launch point further up the runway and allow south side circuits only onto the runway. But I think it's going to be dry enough for landings on the grass today. Okay, we've got 2 K21s, 774, 778. Only 2 K13s actually. I've just received a message that H is going to be going in for its annual this morning. So we've got K13C and S, 2 baby grobs, SH6 and SH8, and 3 discuses. If a couple of people could help us take H round to the workshop first thing, that'd be really useful. Okay, keep taking the wind choke, please. That's been good. Wing walkers, make sure you're keeping the glider pointing towards the buggy. And buggy drivers, if the glider is not pointed towards you, please stop. Unlike the aero tow hook, the wind choke won't keep the glider pointing towards the vehicle automatically. Make sure we're not sitting on the wing roots, especially on the K21s. We've had to do some work on them because of that. And the workshops also ask, can we make sure we're lifting the tail wheel when we're turning the gliders, especially the particularly tail heavy ones, the two baby grobs we've got, SH8 and SH6. Okay, we've got a Navajo supposedly arriving at 9:10 and a Kenya arrival at just before 3 o'clock. They don't affect us too much because they'll be landing over the top of the launch point, so we don't need to move stuff off the runway. Okay, looking like a really nice day. One of the best days this year so far. See you on the airfield. Bye for now.